What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back for Friday night breaks. We were here a couple hours ago doing some website breaks. Now we're doing eBay breaks. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. A bit about us. We've been around for over 6 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading. We ship as quickly as our hands will move. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We do free breaks. When we do them, we use our subscriber list from YouTube for the random. If you want a chance of getting a future free break, hit the subscribe button. Your name will go on the random, and who knows? Maybe you'll grab a spot in an upcoming break. eBay. I had to think there for a second. eBay continues with their sweepstakes. No purchase necessary there. You go to any of our eBay listings, look in the description, and at the very top there's a link. You click on it, do what it says to do, and you can win free cards. I don't know how many or what kind or where from, but I know you can win, and I think it's pretty easy to win from what I understand. So maybe go and check that out. And then finally, chefsportscards.com. We got a bunch of Top Series 1 breaks up over there. We just did a Pick Your Team Jumbo earlier today. We have a Pick Your Team Hobby that only has 1 or 2 teams left, I think. Some randoms over there. We're going to put some more up probably tomorrow, too. Just got a couple cases of blaster boxes in, so we're going to do some blaster Pick Your Teams and randoms over there. So go check out chefsportscards.com. All right, let's go over to teams. D-backs and Braves, Joshua L. Orioles, Tim T. Red Sox, Lou B. Cubs, Chris R. White Sox, Craig B. Reds, Tim T. Guardians, Michael K. Rockies, Craig B. Tigers, Aaron B. Royals, Craig B. Astros, Josh L. Angels, Kenneth P. Dodgers, Lou B. Brewers, John T. Twins, Matthew T. Marlins, David P. Mets, Lou B. Yankees, Michael L. A's, Norm S. Phillies, Matthew T. Pirates, Matthew T. Cardinals, Eric S. Padres, Dennis C. Giants, David P. Mariners, Shunya Y. Rays, David P. Rangers, Timothy B. Blue Jays, David P. And Nationals, Robert H. All right, let's open some cards. For anybody who's here, we might have 1 or 2 people. For anybody who may be in the Series 1 half jumbo case break later, it's actually at 11:30. It said 10:30 on eBay. That was just a mistake on our part. But it will be at 11:30 p.m. Eastern if any of you are into that break. On the baby box topper, we got Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Let's bring this down just a little bit more. Try that. There we go. Dwight Gooden red. We got one more of these tomorrow night, and then that'll be it for our Stadium Club stocks. Jack Peterson, Sepia for the Giants. Jonathan India Votto on the, what do you call this thing? Velocity. That's right, velocity. Freddie Freeman red for the Dodgers. Tyler Stevenson red. Nolan Jones rookie. Ken Griffey Jr. black for Seattle. And a Juan Soto chrome. Stadium Club chrome. Soto. Ooh. Some of his last Padres cards. I'll start seeing Yankees cards sometime soon. For Dennis. Here you go, buddy. We're supposed to see one in Series 1. I just don't think anybody's found one yet. I don't know if they actually put them in the box. We'll see. Hey. And Manny Machado red. Tim, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Michael Harris on the baby box topper. Freddie Freeman Tramrance. Craig Biggio Sepia for Houston. Ohtani velocity. Garrett Cole red. And Griffey Going Yard die cut short print for Seattle. Very nice. Shunya. There you go. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Going Yard. Yeah, see if we can't find you some Orioles love, my friend. Stadium Club's been pretty decent to us. We'll see. Josh Smith Black. It's weird that there was an extra card there. Oh, everyone's favorite Wander Franco. Wander Franco Chrome. Here's 12 cents for someone. Who's got Tampa? David. There you go, buddy. When he's a superstar in the KBO, you'll be able to sell him then. Hoppa. Vinny. Reed Detmer's a red. Or the, what's the Japanese league? NP. What do they call the MP something? Am I? KBO is Korea. I want to say it's like NPC or something like that in Japan. I don't remember. Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's really, really a shame. Mike Trout, baby box stopper. It's funny. I love the people who like lecture. Like, you guys listen to sports talk radio or sports card radio, which I'm sure many of you do. I do too. And they love to like chastise people for investing in modern sports cards, you know. And now they like chastise people for buying Wander Franco. You know, you hear it all the time from them where they're like, for all you, you know, they don't say it, but basically they're saying, for all you idiots who bought Wander Franco out there, it's like, how were we supposed to know he was a pedophile? You know, like, okay, if you say, you know, pick a guy who was a bust, you know what I mean? One of the quarterback, Mac Jones, he invested all his money in Mac Jones, he's a bust, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can take a little lip for that, but for Wander Franco, how are we supposed to know that? Did we freeze up here? What the hell? Me on my. Oh. Okay, sorry. We had some technical issues last night, so I'm watching the feed on my phone too. And I'm so stupid sometimes. I have a pair of headphones around my neck. And if they're like magnetized, if they come apart, then it stops the feed on the phone. So then I'm worried that it froze, but don't bother. Don't, yeah, I'm just an idiot. Nolan Ryan Sepia. The smart thing would be just get rid of the headphones. Let me do that real quick so it doesn't do that to me again. So I'm like paranoid of it freezing again like last night. Oh, they're those guys are great at Sports Talk Radio about chastising everyone after the fact, you know, which makes them kind of funny in a way. Like I kind of get a kick out of it, but at the same time, it's like, all right, you know, if it's like, who's the? I'm not a huge basketball guy. The guy from the Pelicans, Williams, whatever his name is, from a couple years ago. Schwarber Black. Oh, I can't. And he's never really worked out that way. Okay, you want to chastise those people, I get you, but you know, we didn't know what this guy was doing. Luckily, I never invested a lot of money in Wander Franco myself. I know a lot of people did, and I feel really bad for them. Bobby Witt, Chrome for Kansas City. Craig, nice one there. Zion, thank you, Tim. Zion, yeah. Zion Williamson. Like, okay, you could chastise people for that. I mean, he's looked like he was going to be good, but I mean, he's been hurt and overweight. And the little bit I know, like I said, I am no expert when it comes to basketball at all. But when somebody's got like a personal predilection, how are we supposed to know that? Spencer Steer, rookie. Michael Garcia, rookie, sepia. For Kansas City. Zion. It's funny. I saw a thing online and had a picture of him. He was really heavy, but I don't know if it was a real picture. I felt like maybe somebody doctored it to make him look particularly big. But like I said, other than catching a few Sixers games here and there, I don't follow basketball really. I don't. Aaron Judge, baby box stopper. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It's amazing to me. And look, you see it all the time, not necessarily in athletes, Mattingly, Red, but you see it all the time, whether they're politicians or businessmen or athletes, or where they have an immense amount of either talent, instinct, brains, Corbin Carroll rookie, whatever. And they piss it away, because they're, because of their personal lives. Trevor's story, and it certainly doesn't, it's a very serious issue, but it's like you want to sit there and be like, dude, you're this amazing baseball player. Why? And look, I don't know the story. I mean, I don't know where his guilt lies, but obviously there's something there. But you wonder why he would piss it away. I don't know. I would, as I've stated many, many times, if I was a professional baseball player, I would walk around with a smile from ear to ear, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at any level. I'd be in single A, I'd be happy. For Pittsburgh, Cal Mitchell, rookie auto. Matthew, there you go, buddy. I've also stated too that if I were that talented athlete wise and was that rich, I would pay someone to follow me around and tell me, don't do that. you know, like if you're worth that kind of money, you can pay a guy to be your conscience right behind you. What are you doing, dude? Stop. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't do this. Mel Red. They should, all professional athletes, that'd be a business to start, I'm telling you. Like athletic conscience. And you have guys who are like, they can get you tickets to the game, and they can follow you, they can do anything for you, and then also can follow you around and tell you when not to do something to keep you out of trouble. Maybe not so many football players would be in jail for killing people or whatever. Who was the one from years ago? I mean, I remember Hernandez obviously because he was a psychopath, that dude. But remember the guy from the Panthers who killed his girlfriend, and he was like in a trunk with a Bob Gibson red and Michael Harris rookie. He had like a sniper rifle in a trunk or something, like waiting for her, and he was like a really good football player. This was maybe like 20 years ago. Oh God, what was his name? And he was worth a ton of money, and he was a top player, and you're like, what in the world drove this guy to do this? I mean, guys can drink and drive and make mistakes, and it doesn't justify it, but you can at least tag it up as okay. this guy made a mistake, but just to be a cold-blooded killer. It's Ray Caruth. Thank you, Tim. Jeez, Tim, you're a fountain of knowledge. I would not have remembered that name. Ray Caruth. Yeah, that was him. And didn't he kill her because she was pregnant or something like that? Like it was, I don't know. You got that kind of money, pay someone to do it. You know? Gabriel Moreno Red. Not that you should be doing it at all, but you could farm that out if you really had to. That was a weird story. And Freddie Freeman. Or you could just be like Ray Lewis and get away with it entirely, which I still don't know exactly how that worked. But he like killed a guy at the Super Bowl and it's like, no, it wasn't me. And everyone knows it was him. Yeah, that was a Ray Caruth story. That was a weird story. See, that's where my mind's going. It's good to have guys like you around, Tim, who can remember these little details. I can remember the story. I can never remember the names. But I think that's just my age catching up to me a little bit. Like, Hunter Green Red. Or in your wheelhouse, yeah. Uh-oh, we think alike. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Ray Caruth, wow. Votto Velocity Red. Reds aren't numbered, the blacks are. That's right. Yoshida rookie. All right, Stadium Club. Come on, give us something good. We haven't really had anything too tasty out of this case yet. Jazz Black. So we got Series 1 Hobbies coming up next. Ooh, there's a nice Tristan Cassis rookie chrome refractor. That's a nice card. Lou, my man Lou, he likes his blasters. We got Series 1 Hobby coming up next at 10:30 and Series 1 Jumbo at 11:30. Again, if anyone's joining us a little later, there was a mistake on the eBay description for the Jumbo. It said it was at 10:30, but it's actually at 11:30. Riley Green. Oops, come on. Satchel Paige, Brooks Robinson, Andre Dawson, red. All right, 5 down, 5 to go. Second half's always better. Come on, good second half. Let's go. Yeah, we've done well. We've done well with Stadium Club in general. I love Stadium Club as a product. I just think it's. I think it's, and I don't know if it's because of the late release, because of the repack this year, that it seems to be getting. I mean, I know Stadium Club's been around forever, but honestly, the past few years, Bo Bichette, the sales have just been kind of okay on them. It seems like this year people are a lot more interested in them. Now, again, like I said, there was a 5-month delay on the release, so maybe that had something to do with it, but I just always like the photography. It's so good. And like I said, we've had some pretty good luck with them. Julio, Triumvirate. Your gunner. We've pulled a few chromes, and I don't think we've pulled an auto, but we've pulled some nice gunners so far. So maybe we still got some boxes to go. We might find you something. Scherzer, sepia. Had some chrome refractors and so on and so forth. Mets is Lou. J-Rod Velocity. Yeah. The pictures are really nice. And I've talked about this before. There was for anybody who's newer to the hobby, in the last 5 years or so, there was a point with Topps in like 13, 14, 15, like around there, where they kept using the same photographs for every product over and over and over again. Max Fried Red. Like literally, if they put out 40 products in a year, it was the same picture on every card, whether it was an Inception card, whether it was Series 1, whether, you know. And luckily, it's not that way anymore. But then when they started doing Stadium Club again, it changed things, or at least gave you something different to look at. Well, there's a nice Otani going yard. Kenneth, there you go, buddy. For 2 years, really? Jeez, for Gunnar. Yeah, we've pulled some very tasty Gunnar Hendersons. Adley, all of them, man. We've done well. You got all kinds of great people to collect over there on the Orioles these days, between Adley, Gunnar, and Jackson Holiday, Salvy Black, plus the other guys, Grayson Rodriguez. I mean, Colton Calzer, and there's a lot of other guys too. But it's nice to see them coming up like this. I've talked about in the past. Randy Johnson, Chrome for Seattle. Show you. The Orioles have always been kind of my AL team. I live outside of Philly. I'm a huge Phillies fan, but my son is a huge Machado fan. And we would go down to Orioles games all the time. He still does. He went down a couple times last year. And after some rough years there, it's nice to see them coming together the way they are. With a ton of young talent. My gosh. That's the sick part. They could be around for a long time to come. Xander Red. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. You get a few years before, the Yankees come knocking. Although that's the great thing about Baltimore, because of the division you're in. Yes, obviously, but Orioles tend to hold their own being in because of that division they're in. Like I always joke about the Pirates being the Yankees, 4A team. They just go and whoever's playing good for the Pirates, the Yankees go and steal them. But because of the competition in that AL East, you gotta, they have to commit some down there. So if things go the way they should, you should have a lot of years to come of good baseball in Baltimore. Brooks Robinson, Red. That Jackson Holiday is amazing. And his brother coming up. Like, how, again, I don't think Zach Wheeler, Sepia, the amount of talent that's passed down through the generations. I mean, ultimately, their father, in the end, could be the worst baseball player of all of them, which is, crazy because he was an amazing player, But I mean, your son is the number one. Your one son's the number one amateur or number one prospect. Your other son's the number 2 amateur prospect in the country. Like, it's sickening. It's so funny, too, because when you hear about guys like that who are like, oh, this amazing baseball player, it's like, oh, yeah, and I was drafted in the 3rd round of the NFL draft. And you're just like, oh, shut up. Too much athleticism drives me nuts. Well, it'll be fun watching him beat up on the Yankees and the Red Sox and Corbin Carroll rookie. I've told this story before, but so my son and I, we went down when Jose Abreu came in the league. My son and I really liked him a lot. I mean, still like him a lot. We wanted to see him play really bad, and they were coming to Baltimore, and we talked about it for months. We got to go see the White Sox, play in Baltimore, see him, see Machado, blah blah blah. And the game was the weekend well, I guess it was weekend. Yeah, I think it was like a Friday. Chris, it was the weekend they had the riots in Baltimore. And we were so determined to go see him. And my son was in school. I think my son was in, I want to say maybe like fourth or fifth grade at the time. And I kept watching the news all day because all this craziness was going on down in Baltimore. I was like, there's no way they're going to have this game. But it's like an hour and a half from where I live. So, and he wanted to get there early for batting practice and everything. And I'm like, all right, no problem. So I keep watching, expecting, and I keep checking the website. Oh, they're going to cancel. They're going to cancel. They're going to cancel. Well, they don't. And we drive all the way down there. Kyle Tucker Red go down to Camden Yards. We get there. I'm telling you, there's like 12 people in the entire stadium. And I'm like, it's eerie. Like, and they still technically hadn't canceled the game yet. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe 6:00, 6:15 or something like that. But I mean, you could literally count on your hands the amount of people that were actually in the stadium. And then, of course, like 10 minutes after we got there, they were like, yeah, we're going to have to cancel tonight's game due to, blah, 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 and this and that. But what was cool was because the like 12 people that were there, like 10 of them were kids. A bunch of the players came out and gave them balls and signed stuff. And then me and this other guy who was there with his kids were just like, come on, man, we got to get out of here. Like, we were about like thinking we're going to go outside the stadium and get rolled, And they're like, no, we want to meet the players. Like, and the one dad was just like, all right, enough's enough. See you later, guys. It was crazy. I mean, luckily, I'm sure you've been there before. The stadiums are very close to 95 for anybody who doesn't know Baltimore. They're literally right off, the Raven Stadium, Camden Yards, they're all right there. So, like, you can get out of town pretty quick. You don't have to. Holy shnikey. Oh, these things are like impossible. The 3Ds. Look at this thing. Trout 3D. Does it pick up on can you guys see that on the camera? Wow. That thing is awesome. That card is crazy. Like, you know how they have this, what do they call lenticular cards? But this thing really is like crazy 3D. Nice hit, man. We got to give you a cheer on that one. Kenneth. Oof, that's a monster, man. These things are really hard to find. Yeah, the Freddie Gray rides. Yeah, it was crazy down there. I was like, get this the hell out of here. I knew we shouldn't go, but my son was like, no, the game's not canceled. We got to go. And I was just like, all right, time to be a dad. Wow, that is a very cool card, man. Congrats. I wasn't expecting that. Stam Usual. Sepia. Yeah, that thing is awesome. It is amazingly 3D. Like if you'd see one of these live, that's the first one of these for Stadium Club I think I've ever seen. But it is amazing how 3D it really is when you look at it. It's freaky. That thing is awesome. Congratulations. Stanton Red. It was weird too because when we did get out of the stadium to leave, and like I said, there was no one there. You could hear. I guess things kind of, from what I understood later, was I think once the schools let out that day, things got cooking pretty bad in the city. A lot of younger guys out on the streets and stuff like that. And I remember us walking to our car, and I was just like, you could just hear all the sirens and stuff in the background. I'm like, oh, please, let me get out of here. Like, my wife's gonna kill me if something happens to my son down here. Frank Thomas, Jordan Fantasy. That's the first one I've seen too. I know they were on the list, on the checklist. I saw them, but it's the first one I've seen too. I know they're pretty rare. Jeter Downs Red. Severino red. Yeah, it was. I remember that a little bit. I remember about it was the whole thing was handled really badly across the board from start to finish. You know how it is though with kids. Like even my son. Like my son was always one of those kids that like if you told him you were doing something and he wanted to do, you were doing it. Like he wouldn't even let you out. Even as dad, you couldn't be like, "Listen, I got." He's like, "No, no, you promised," and be like, "Oh God, okay." He was really good at laying the guilt on when he needed to. I'm sorry, J Rod. It's funny because every year we go to an Eagles game, and I get tickets from, if anybody knows this area, from the Amoroso Baking Company because I buy from them. And every year they give me tickets to one of their games. Their tickets are amazing. They're like, 30-yard line, 8 rows off the field. Ichiro triumvirate. And every year my son and I would go. Well, the last year before he graduated, I usually always pick a game in like October. Weather will be nice. It won't be too cold. Won't be too hot. Like try to do a day game, and just make it easier. The last one we went to, or TCP, it was like a freaking monsoon. This was not this past season, the season before. My son was a senior in high school. And we got up and I mean it was pouring rain. And I'm just looking outside like, oh God, I don't want to do this. And my son's just like, hey, we do this every year. We're going to the game. And I was like, don't you have like a buddy who wants to go? He goes, they're already there. Like, they're like, they're already at the game. I eventually, I just had to give it. All right, let's go. Oh my God, actually, we had a great time, but it was brutal. Oscar Gonzalez red. Marcus Simeon red. Yeah, we get some days. I don't know where everyone is tonight so far. It's still a little early. Max Meyer black. Yeah, Series 1 Hobbies coming up next at 10:30 and Jumbo's at 11:30. If you're in the Jumbo, there was a mistake on eBay in the listing, but that will be at 11:30. So Hobby first, then Jumbo after that. Well, thanks for joining us, Nick. I appreciate it, bud. Tory Hunter red. All right, box number 10. So, like I said, we got one more of these tomorrow night, and then we will be done with all of our Stadium Club. I think we went through like 9 cases of Stadium Club. All right, Arenado on the baby box topper. The Riz, Dale Murphy red. Oh, wow. What is with the Trouts? Oh. Chrome orange to 99, 63 of 99. That's a pair of Trouts there. Between that and the 3D. Kenneth, here you go, buddy. Another nice hit. Another nice hit. $63 of 99. Wander Sepia. Yeah, Trout is on fire. Played high school ball. Zach. Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, my son played with Kevin McGonigal, but he wasn't in draft. Oh, Mr. Twinkie fell over. I think he's going to be in Bowman. He just got drafted this year. It's kind of neat when you're chasing someone that you actually know. Like, I was bummed when I heard he wasn't in draft because I've known that kid since he was like 4 years old or whatever it is. But kind of interesting when you chase somebody that you know. Oh, that is a Jonathan Aranda members only. Members only is 10 copies or 25. It's either 10 or 25. I can't remember off the top of my head. For the Rays. Makes up for those wanders that you got for David. Members only, I think, is 10, if I remember right. Oh, yeah? Josh Hader? Yeah. It is cool, though, like when you know, like, oh, I went to school with this kid, or I played ball with him, or you saw him grow up and play ball, or whatever, like, and you can chase him is really cool. Robin Yount Black. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my son just graduated high school, so Kevin was the biggest one. There's a Shohei Chrome. Man, Angels are killing it. Um, my son has like four friends who are playing or all playing Division One, so we'll see. Maybe down the line a little bit, we'll get one or two more. What's really awesome is when parents buy cards of guys from me, which has happened a bunch of times. Um, or relatives. Sinsu Chu's wife has bought cards from me a few times for her husband. Jose Canseco Red. That'll do it. Um, the the other, oh God, what was his name from the Orioles? I can't think of his name now. The catcher from a couple of years ago, who was a rookie. His dad has bought a bunch of cards for me. God, I can't think of his name. Jeez, I'm telling you, my brain just doesn't work the way it used to. All right, I want to thank you for joining us this evening. As always, I couldn't do this without y'all, and I do truly appreciate it. If you're not in any of our other breaks tonight, please stay safe, stay healthy out there. And bear with me for a sec. I'll put a quick hit recap together. And then we'll get out of here. What was his name? Not Austin Hayes, the catcher. Ugh. And it's funny because his father bought a few cards from me, and then I got talking to him a little bit, and his father had like a heart problem, so he was kind of homebound, and his big thing was collecting his son's cards. Um, yeah, well, Jackson Merrill, man, he's really good. God, what the hell is that kid's name? It's kind of cool though, like when you get that relative or whatever. It's like they don't say anything, but then you see their address and you're like, well, wait a second, is that? And then some of them I've contacted, some of them I haven't. Uh, I I don't know. Is it sold out? I mean, there was only like three teams left earlier. If so, we're going to do it tomorrow afternoon, kind of like we did 118 today. All right, let's do a quick hit recap for Stadium Club 10 Blaster Box break number 11. Let's start baby box toppers, Arenado, J Rod, Arenado again, Bichette 2 times, Kershaw, Judge, Trout, Michael Harris rookie, and Kershaw again. These are all our reds and blacks. We'll pull out stars and rookies and so on and so forth and make sure they get taken care of. Sepias. Freddie Freeman, Trevor Story, Michael Garcia, rookie, Nolan Ryan, Biggio, Jock Peterson, Scherzer, Wander Franco, David Ortiz, Stan Musial, and Zach Wheeler. We had 2 going yard short prints, one of Ohtani and one of Griffey. We had a members only Jonathan Aranda, rookie. Cal Mitchell autograph for the Pirates. Chromes and such. Things get interesting here. All right, Chromes of Randy Johnson, Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto, Wander Franco, Bobby Witt. We had a Tristan Cassis, a rookie refractor. A Mike Trout orange, chrome to 99. And then this monster here, Mike Trout 3D for the Angels. Angels had a break. So very, very cool. All right, folks. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you're not in any other breaks tonight, be safe, be healthy out there, and we'll be back in about 10 or so minutes with Series 1 Hobby. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.